Welcome to the Morristown Uke Jam. All of our videos have song sheets with lyrics, chords, and chord pictures. Right at the top of the video description, you'll find a link to download the song sheet for this song. For free, of course. If you want hundreds more free downloadable ukulele song sheets, check out our Dropbox. And if you like this video and want hundreds more ukulele tutorials, then subscribe to our YouTube channel, of course. Both are free. And then come play with us sometime in Morristown on some Wednesday evening. What becomes of the brokenhearted? 5, 6, 7, 8. This land of broken dreams, I have visions of many things, but happiness is just an illusion, filled with sadness and confusion. What becomes of the broken-hearted, who had love that's now departed? I know I've got to find some kind of peace of mind. Come a-tumblin down. Everyday heartaches grow a little stronger. I can't stand this pain much longer. I walk in shadows, searching for light. Cold and alone, no comfort inside. Hoping and praying for someone who cared. Always moving and going nowhere. What becomes of the broken-hearted, who had love that's now departed? I know I've got to find some kind of peace of mind. Help me. I'm searching though I don't succeed, but someone look, there's a growing need. All is lost, there's no place for beginning. All that's left is an unhappy ending. Now what becomes of the broken-hearted, who had love that's now departed? I know I've got to find some kind of peace of mind. I'll be searching everywhere just to find someone to care. I'll be looking every day. I know I'm gonna find a way. Nothing's gonna stop me now. I'll find a way somehow. What a sad song. Oh, I hope that guy finds something. I'm not brokenhearted, by the way. Just to let you know, so you don't have to worry about me. But, you know, good luck with your search. All right. This is a fun song. It's a fun song. It's not too crazy hard. I know, I printed, 16 chords. But you don't have to use them all. In my song sheets, whenever there's a chord in bright red, it's kind of a transition chord, and you can ignore it. If you want to ignore the bright red chords, you can do that. I know that only leaves a couple of them out, but I'll also show you how to do easier versions of a couple things. All right, the intro is a little weird. I haven't done anything like this before. I wrote out, it's not tab, I wrote out the chords, and I wrote out an F. This is an E. Second string, first fret. Excuse me, I said E. It's an F. E string, but it's an F. I wrote it out in a lowercase, a small f, meaning you just pluck that string. The X means percussion. So here's how I did that. And by the way, generally speaking, I keep my fingers on, 4 fingers, not the pinky, on these strings, so I know where I'm going. And if my ring finger, which isn't needed for this, stays there, then my middle finger knows where its string is. That's how I managed to not pluck the wrong string. Because I tried it a couple times and I was like, I am not going to pluck the right string without looking really close. But this works. This way I can go pluck, 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 pluck. Screwed up again. Pluck, pluck, strum. except I need to have the F there. So have an F chord ready, right? That's what the uppercase F means. The uppercase F means you strum an F chord. The lowercase f means you pluck the F note. So, that's it. That's the idea, okay? Now, the strum throughout, pretty much throughout, I described it as an even deliberate strum. It's even, meaning it's not a bum, ba-bum, 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 like you're riding a horse. It's an even, right? And it's mostly down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Sorry, down, down, up, down. So the emphasis is down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. That's pretty much it. Okay, chord transitions. Let's talk about those. In the intro, there are a bunch of weird chords in this song, yeah. From the B flat, your index finger is pretty much going to roll up, but stay in place, right, to the D minor. So you can think of that as an anchor point. And then it's going to move over, but only one. Your index finger, again, is just going to slide over one string. So it's, again, almost an anchor point. And now you're just going to slide one finger up for the E flat. I know you can do an E flat this way, but this is also a valid E flat. Yes, I have a low G. It'll still sound good if you have high G. That's your E flat. And then you're going back to your B flat. Yes, you have to move your index finger over a little bit. Okay, this is a weird chord. G diminished. I thought it was weird anyway. Again, your B flat is just going to kind of roll over to the third string. Now, third from the floor. It's kind of like a G, except you're sliding these two fingers down, right? That's your G diminished. And then G diminished seventh, all you have to do is pick up that ring finger. And then B flat diminished, you just put the ring finger back down. And by the way, I didn't write this in, but what I do is I pick up my index finger for one strum. So you can hear it go, oops, sorry. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted you to hear that. Right, so it's... That's how I play it. Okay, now the verse. As I walk this land... Oh, I can't sing that high. As I walk this land of broke... So you're going to roll... Again, the index finger just kind of rolls up. And it's in the right place for that F. Broken dreams. Now you slide it over one for the G minor. I have visions of many things. Now that's the same second time. And then it ends with an E flat diminished. Lots of diminishes here. E flat diminished is like a G, but it's slid over one string. Right? So instead of a G, it's over to the side. So filled with sadness and confusion. And that's a chord you could skip if you want. If you just wanted to play it. Filled with sadness and confusion. Nobody would notice that it was missing. So you could do that. You can do that if you want. Or if you want a little more panache, play the bright red chord, which is there. And now I'm going to slide my middle finger up to a C. What becomes of the brokenhearted? By the way, you can play a straightforward A minor here every time in my song sheets. If there is a superscripted number, you know, this is A minor second position. That's what it means. Second position meaning, that's what that was. I liked the way it sounded when you said, what becomes of the brokenhearted? With love that's now departed. So I like the way it sounded when you hear this. So that's why I did a second position F. But you can do it however you like. So again, you got what becomes brokenhearted. I formed that A minor second position this way. And that way, with that, well, you do have to jump to the F. If you just did an A minor, you'd only have to drop a index finger on the F. So, your choice. I know I've got to find. I'm going to slide up to the E minor. It's not really a slide. Oh well, it's a pick up and drop down. Oh well. Sorry, I did it not fast enough too. I know I've got to find some kind of peace of mind. So that's how I do that. See? With my ring finger there, and then I have to pick the whole thing up and drop down an E minor, and I have to pick up the whole thing and drop down an A minor, but at least the C is floating. My ring finger is kind of floating over the C, so that one is a pretty quick drop. And then an E, hardest chord in the song probably, maybe. But check that out, is that cool? If you do the E, if you can make it to the E, then you can just slide up to what is actually a 4th position F. Why do I call that a 4th position F? Because this is 1, 2, 3, whoops, sorry. No, that's right. 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I never use the 3rd one. That's kind of awkward. I would use the 4th instead. But so that's why I use the 4th now. From here, just slide up 1 fret. Remember I said this is 2nd, right? So that's how that sounds. Maybe. Those are all Fs. And you can just do an F if you want. Maybe. Right? If you find that easier, do that. That's why it's in bright red. Okay. That's it. That's the whole song. That's the entire song. Okay, I'm going to play the whole thing now. Not the whole thing. I'm going to play the intro, verse, and through one round of the chorus in slow motion and close up on my left hand so that you can watch every chord transition and follow along in slow motion. Here goes. Slow motion. Got an F shape. 5, 6, 7, and... this land of broken dreams, I have visions of many things, but happiness is just an illusion filled with sadness and confusion. What becomes of the broken-hearted who had love that's now departed? I know I've got to find some kind of peace of mind, maybe. That's it. See you Wednesday.